There is a version of you that only shows up after you stop begging the old life to make room for her. And I know that sounds like something somebody would put on a beige Instagram graphic next to like a candle or a cup of tea or some shit, but stay with me. If you're just meeting me, a lot of what I talk about is that moment when a woman starts waking up inside her relationship and realizes, wait a fucking minute. This whole thing has been working because I've been doing way too much. Not in a cute, I'm just busy kind of way. I mean, the kind of doing too much where you turn into the planner, the fixer, the reminder, the emotional translator, the temperature checker, and the person who notices every damn thing before anyone else even thinks to look. Then somehow, after all of that, you still end up wondering if you're asking for too much for wanting your partner to be an actual partner. That's the part that'll make you feel crazy. From the outside, nobody sees a 5-alarm fire, right? They see a relationship. They see a family. The house is running. People are showing up where they're supposed to show up. Everybody looks reasonably moisturized and accounted for. But inside the relationship, something feels off. It's that quiet little ache that keeps tapping you on the shoulder like, girl, are we going to talk about this? Or are we just going to keep pretending we don't hear me? And for a while, ignoring it works. You tell yourself every relationship has problems. Maybe you're being dramatic. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you just need to focus on the good things because there are probably good things, right? That's what makes it complicated. If it was all terrible, you would have had your lawyer picked out, your breakup playlist ready, and your cousin on standby to come over and help you pack your shit. But it's not always terrible, is it? Sometimes it's decent enough to make you doubt yourself, but draining enough to make you lose yourself. That is a very specific kind of tired. Then one day, something shifts. It might not even be a big moment. Maybe it's just one more conversation that goes nowhere. Maybe you explain something for the 15th time that should never have required a whole damn TED Talk. Maybe the house is peaceful, but you don't feel at peace. And then it hits you. The life that you've been trying to fit into might not have space for the woman you're becoming. That statement will sit your ass down for a minute because now you have to ask yourself something you probably didn't want to ask. Have I been trying to grow inside a relationship that only knows what to do with the smaller version of me? Listen, because loving somebody does not erase the cost of the role you've been playing. Caring about the life you built doesn't mean you recognize yourself inside it. Like, seriously, who is that girl? Hope is beautiful, but at some point, hope has to have a little evidence with it. We've talked about this. We are not running a charity for potential over here. And let me be clear. I'm not saying every woman who feels this needs to leave. That is not my place, and I do not know your life. I'm saying there comes a point where you have to stop calling yourself confused just because the truth is inconvenient. That was the part that got me. I thought I needed more proof, more time, more understanding, more patience. Meanwhile, my body was over there acting like a smoke alarm with a low battery, just a beeping, constantly annoying everybody, but also possibly trying to save my life. And listen, I can laugh and make a joke about it now, but living inside that tension is not funny. It's lonely. It's disorienting. It makes you question whether you're growing or ruining everything. But what if the version of you that feels inconvenient isn't the problem? What if she's the part of you that finally got tired of being quiet just so the relationship could stay comfortable? That's what I mean when I say there's a version of you that only shows up after you stop begging the old life to make room for her. At first, she might not look like confidence. She might look like a question you just can't shake. Then she turns into the boundary you keep swallowing. After a while, she sounds like that deep breath you take right before you finally tell the truth. And no, you don't have to have the whole thing figured out. You don't need a 10-step plan, a perfectly healed nervous system, and a Pinterest board called My Soft Rebuild Era. You just have to stop treating your own clarity like it's a threat, because maybe the old life was never going to make room for her. Maybe her showing up is a sign that you're about to need a new room.